Right, hello. This is Joseph Bieler. This is bielingo. First of all, we have my lovely little login page here. So I'm going to enter in a new username, which I have not used before. And a new email, of course. And a new password, which I'm not going to tell you, obviously, for obvious reasons. And I'm going to register. And as we see here, user has registered, has created a lovely little account on Firebase, which will also help track the authentication throughout my website, etc., etc. Right after the login, we now reach the main page where you can see some lovely little text, which gives you a nice little rundown of the website, gives you a nice little, what you can do with the language, etc., etc. On the left here, we see my state-of-the-art navigation side panel thing, which shows the different sections of the website. For example, the lessons, which will run you through all the lessons which Testman123 can access. It goes from lesson 1 to lesson 6. Obviously, I haven't added in each ones for time purposes, and this is only a nice little test of the website, so to speak, a nice little beta version. So here we see if you click on the lesson 1 tab, it will show you the first lesson, which is basics 1. It will give you a nice little description of the lesson, and it will show you what you'll be able to do after the end. You can also start the lesson, you can also start the quiz, and to progress to further lessons, as you see they're locked, so I can't actually do them if I click. To progress to further lessons, you'll need to complete the quiz, and that's where the high score comes in, because you need to get a high score above 15 to say that you've adequately learned what is in that lesson to progress. After navigating from the lessons tab of the main website, we've come to the lessons page, and on this page is the basics 1 lesson, which will show you everything which is in the description on the lessons main page. Now on this page, it takes a string at random from a set of strings, and it will split the string up into individual strings, and if the strings are matched together, for example good evening is one word in Dutch, it will match them together. Now when I hover over it, it will change the colour and it will display the translation below it, allowing for people to learn, obviously. And when I hover off it, it will stop the translation, which avoids confusion. So if I hover over good evening, it will give the Dutch translation, and when I hover over it, when I hover off it, it will stop. Same with I am, it will show a nice translation, and when I'm not. So if I type in the right answer, let me get this correct. When I type in the correct answer, it should go green, as I've got the answer correct. Now let's say I type the answer wrong. So let's say instead of writing it Dutch, I go cat and dog, right? Just for example, submit it. It will display the wrong function, which is colors the background red, which clearly shows if you've got it wrong, and it will also show the correct answer at the bottom, so that you can learn from your mistakes. Okay, so now we are on the first quiz. Much like the lesson, it will pick a random question out of an array of questions, so that your experience is unique each time, and it doesn't allow for people to cheat across devices. Now, similar to the other one, it will go green if you get it right, and red if you get it wrong. For example, good evening is not this. So in theory it should go red and display the correct answer. Now what is different with this though is that it keeps a running score of how many you've got right and how many you've got wrong throughout the quiz. Now this is crucial, okay, because if you get a certain amount correct, for example it's 15, it will add to your progression value, and to stop you from just doing the same lesson over and over again to get 100% progression, it will check to see if you've already completed this one. Now, if you get below the required amount, nothing will change and your progression will stay the same, and you'll not be able to progress until you've completed this. Therefore, completing these lessons to get 15 above will be beneficial for your learning career. Now, I'll cut to you when I've completed this lesson. Also, throughout the quizzes, there are these special segments which are recorded voice recordings from my friend Zebedeus Osveya, and who's given me permission to have his recordings. And essentially, when you click it, it will play a lovely little snippet of his voice, and you'll have to write down exactly what he says. So let's just have a listen.
Hello.
Well, that's quite an easy one. He says hello. And much like the other ones, it will go green if you get it right and red if you get it wrong. Sadly, this time round, I was not smart enough to get the pass grade of 15 out of 20, so it's displayed it in red. As we can see, our progression value is still 0, as we did not complete the lesson like that. And the high score is now updated to 12 out of 20, which is what we got previously. As we can see, after a lucky spree, I've completed the lesson, meaning my progression value has actually advanced to 13%. My score is now 18 out of 20. Now I've finished my website, I can now log out to save all of my data and make sure nobody steals my account. Thank you for watching my little video. Hope you enjoyed.